I'm doing this WrestleMania predictions video. It might be a little chaotic because I have my dog right next to me chewing on a bone. I don't even know like the full match card, so I'm looking at Plana Productions video. I subscribe to him. He's a good content creator. But yeah, and he did a predictions video, so I'm gonna run it down. I'm also drinking some water and all that. So let's get right on to the video. I'm gonna pause this, and I'll come back to after he gets done with the first match card. All right, so he started off with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Here's the thing, I'm about 75% sure that Bianca is going to win, just because they're kind of building it up that she gets her revenge and all that. But I'm not sure where they go from there. They can easily have Becky go over to SmackDown and then kind of feud with whoever's champ over there. But I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with Becky if Bianca does win. But yeah, I have Bianca Belair as my prediction. Alright, next he has Rey and Dominic Mysterio taking on The Miz and Logan Paul. Now this match I'm extremely excited for. I'm excited to see what Logan Paul can do in the ring. WWE posted videos showing that he was doing like a frog splash and just like taking bumps in the ring and all that. The ring was padded, so he's going to get a brand new feel, I guess, unless he has been doing it without any padding like the normal rings. But yeah, if you follow my TikTok or I don't know, maybe I've mentioned this before. Actually, I have an entire video on why Logan Paul is good in WWE. But so yeah, so you guys should probably know that I'm excited to see what Logan does. I definitely see Logan Paul and The Miz winning, just because it's Logan's WrestleMania match, first WrestleMania match, and he said in the video that like boxing, wrestling has kind of taken over his life, and man, he really wants to do this, right? So if he does continue, I definitely see another reason as to why The Miz and Logan Paul should win. So that is my prediction: Logan Paul and The Miz. Alright, next is Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin. Just getting this out of the way. Man, I kind of feel mean saying this, but when Baron Corbin was depressed and like poor Corbin, he was so much better. It's just stupid. Corbin is kind of boring again. He's always been boring, but the poor Corbin was something. But easily McIntyre wins. Another WrestleMania moment. Hopefully he can progress through championship now, like going forward, a championship, going after it. So that's my prediction: Drew McIntyre. Next he has the Seth freaking Rollins open challenge, or not really open challenge. Vince McMahon has chosen Seth Rollins' opponent. Now I could see this a few different ways. On the screen right now he has Shane, Cody, and Bill. Bill Goldberg. But hear me out, right? I feel it could be either Shane or Cody, or not. I want it to be Cody, right? I don't see Goldberg, or I don't see Shane McMahon. But hear me out. Gable Stevenson. He's already drafted to Raw. It just makes sense because he just finished his like whatever he was doing. But yeah, I it could very well be Gable Stevenson instead of Cody. I'd rather it be Cody, but either way, I don't think Seth Rollins wins here tonight. And that's my prediction. Whoever Seth Rollins faces. Next is the Usos taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Usos retain. That's all I have to say. Next is the New Day taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland. I assume Butch or Pete Dunne will be there at some point, or be at ringside, but New Day. To be honest, I think Sheamus and Ridge Holland win. Just trying to build them up a little bit. New Day. They've already had their Wrestlemania moments. But I'm gonna take the more risky route, and I'm gonna say Sheamus and Ridge Holland win. Next is Flair and Ronda Rousey. The build-up has been garbage. I haven't even really seen SmackDown all that much. I've been mainly watching Raw and Dynamite. Because Fridays, I prefer to do other things. But from what I've seen on YouTube, it hasn't been that good. I think Ronda Rousey wins. Charlotte Flair, they're gonna have her pass her dad's number before anyone else. So in order to do that, you have to win the championship 17 times and lose the championship 17 times. So probably Charlotte takes the L here, and Ronda Rousey is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Next is the Kevin Owens Show with special guest Stone Cold Steve Austin. This isn't they're not really programming this to be a match. Well, they kind of are. They're kind of also making it a segment, though. I'm not sure where they're gonna go with this. But I do see it should be interesting. But yeah, you can't really predict something that's a match that's not even confirmed. It's more of like a beatdown or a segment. Next, I think we're going on to night 2 here. Where the women's tag titles are going to be defended. The current holders are Carmella and Selena Vega. And they're going to be taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi. You guys good? Hey, come here. Sorry about that. But yeah, they're going to be taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi. And, also another team of Natalya and Shayna Baszler, in which Natalya, she's just boring, and she's teaming up with other people who are boring, like Tamina and Shayna Baszler. And then we got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I don't know. This one, I can see two ways. Two different winners. It's either going to be Sasha Banks and Naomi, or Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks and Naomi just because Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley have kind of been thrown together. Like, it's a good tag team, but, like, they've kind of been thrown together, in which, like, Sasha Banks and Naomi, at least they had some, like, history, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go with them. It'd be good to give Naomi that rub, in which she should be SmackDown Women's Champ and get inside the bloodline as well, but that'd be cool. But I don't see that happening. Next is Johnny Knoxville taking on Sami Zayn. The build-up, it was on fire for a while, and then it kind of died down leading into WrestleMania, but this should be a fun match. Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble was hilarious, and Sami Zayn is phenomenal, so you can't really go wrong there. It should be a fun match, and Knoxville picking up the victory. Next is Pat McAfee taking on Austin Theory. The build-up's been pretty good. Having Austin Theory come in. Pat McAfee, I don't know. I think Austin Theory is going to get the victory here. I know I've been putting over, like, the not really celebrities, but the people who don't, like, really wrestle, who haven't wrestled. But I see Austin Theory getting the decent rub here, and if not, then that kind of sucks. Kind of like Kyle Sami. Like, if he loses, it's going to suck. It's going to be a bad loss for him. But I still think the same thing applies here with Austin Theory. But I think this time Austin Theory does get the victory. I don't know. This one is one of the more difficult ones to predict for me. Just because, like, I could definitely see Pat winning. I could definitely see Austin winning. But my final answer is Austin Theory. Alright, next is the Raw Tag Team Championships between the champions, RK Bro, taking on Alpha Academy, Shoosh. And then it's also taking on the Street Profits. The Street Profits having a little bit of a change in recent weeks. So doing that, if they wanted to push the Street Profits, they can give them titles here, and then maybe split up RK Bro. But I see RK Bro. I see RK Bro retaining. And what's next for them? I have no idea. I definitely see a RKO out of nowhere. Maybe a frog splash from Montez Ford into an RKO. That'd be a good spot because you know how much air a Montez Ford can get. So it should be a fun one. RK Bro takes the victory. Next is the match that everybody's most excited for. Like, come on, this is easily probably going to be match of the show, match of the year. It could be match of the year, just because we both know that both Edge and AJ Styles can go in the ring. Now, when it comes to who wins, that's going to be a difficult one because they've been trying to they're pushing AJ in a singles solo position going forward after splitting away from Omas, and Edge turning heel. That'd be a bad rap for him to lose. I definitely don't think this is the last match we see of them. I don't. I think it's going to be a phenomenal feud, pun intended, going forward, just like Seth Rollins and Edge. I do see Edge getting the victory over AJ by some cheat way, and then the Raw after AJ, and then they keep going back. Raw Backlash, or not Raw Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. If they do that again, that'll be a definite match for that. But I see Edge winning by some shenanigans. Next is Bobby Lashley taking on Omas. Lashley just returned, so there hasn't been any build up to this, except Lashley took down Omas. I know, it's crazy. Lashley took down Omas. Nobody's been able to do that. Therefore, WrestleMania match. Am I right? But no, I see Omas winning. Lashley will put up a great fight. I just don't think they're gonna squash Omas just yet. I think they're gonna wait though. I think it's gonna be a Braun Strowman situation we have on our hands. But yeah, Omos wins. And now the main event, the title unification. I think I read somewhere that they're now actually going to unify the titles. I'm not sure what they're going to do. This match, it writes itself. I wish they would have just added Seth Rollins, just to add that extra factor that, hey, it's the heist of the century happened 7 years ago. Already, that's crazy, by the way. But yeah, if they would have added Seth Rollins, I feel I would have been a lot more hyped for this match. To be honest, I don't really care. I already know the outcome. Reigns is retaining and winning the WWE title because there's no chance Brock's gonna be on both Raw and SmackDown. But it's just that's what's going to happen. If you say Brock Lesnar's going to win, I'm sorry. He's not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Brock is not winning this match. You can put money on it. I should put money on it because Brock Lesnar is not going to win this match. Roman Reigns, it's going to be a Brock versus Reigns match. That, what are you expecting, guys? I'm happy that Seth Rollins wasn't added because now we can get Seth versus Cody potentially, and hear that loud pop. But I'm sure they could have figured something else out. Maybe Finn Balor could have had a open challenge and similar, but to bring Cody in. But having Seth Rollins be a third member, it would have been so much better. And then you could have had you could still have Roman defeat both Brock and Seth, but have him pin Brock, and then you could set up for future storylines. Layers. But, yeah, that's about it. We have already reached 15 minutes, so I don't want to sit here and run up storage on my phone. So, thank you all for listening, hearing my predictions. you'll probably see TikTok, a little tally mark. It just depends on how lazy I get if I want to film my live reaction to WrestleMania. But, yeah, either way, have a good day, good night, whatever the time is for you guys, and goodbye.